UNC students spent thousands of hours volunteering across the state to canvass, phone bank, knock on doors to fellow North Carolinians to support President Obama being elected as the first African-American president of the United States. This not only represented a call for bold, progressive policy change, but something stronger about the Democratic Party and what it stands for. The Democratic Party embodies the very spirit of American community organizing. See, us Democrats, we may come from different backgrounds. We may hold different religious beliefs. We may share different economic interests. But what we share are common values, a common vision for what we see our country can become. A place for justice for all, economic opportunity for every American, and tolerance for those who are different from us. Of course, over time, these values have been tested. But it was this spirit of community organizing that enabled FDR to unite Americans to lift themselves out of the Great Depression and defeat Nazism abroad. It was this spirit of tolerance that fueled progressives during the civil rights era, making people risk their lives for the sake of their equality for their fellow man. It was this spirit of tolerance that pushed gender equality in the 1970s. And it was this spirit of community that encouraged all of us to come and support President Obama's agenda. And of course, the past 2 years have proved that President Obama is willing to take political sacrifice for the sake of Americans across the country. In 2009, he passed the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act, which cut taxes for 95% of American families. It reinvested in America's infrastructure, reinvigorated jobs. According to the Congressional Budget Office, we've saved or generated over $4 million, over 4 million jobs as a result of the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act of 2009. Obama reached a hand out to the 46 million Americans who have been long ignored by conservatives and said that, you know what, healthcare should be guaranteed to every American, regardless of how wealthy you are. Obama stood up against the wealthy corporate interests of Wall Street and said, you know what, no American should ever be a victim of predatory lending ever again. So now, here we are, 2 years later, and the Republicans, after running the country into a $1 trillion deficit, after devastating our economy, ignoring a climate crisis, ruining our relations with countries abroad, you think that you can just take the keys back to the country? Well, I'll tell you something about the Democratic Party. We may come from a diverse background, we may stand for values, but we actually know what we stand for, and we have fought for it over the past 60 years. What do you guys stand for, anyway? Is it those ambiguous concepts like smaller government or American values? Is it those xenophobic or anti-elitist sentiments of Sarah Palin and Glenn Beck? Or is it the fact that you're going to stand by corporate interests whenever it's available? Look at Richard Burr. Over half of his campaign contributions come from corporations. Who are you guys really fighting for anyway?